I must say, though, that to hear members of Congress complain about the intelligence service when the budgets have been too small, when for the last 25 years we've adopted rules that were tighter and tighter and stricter, that made it virtually impossible for the American intelligence agencies to penetrate these kind of groups. I think that if the Congress really wants to be helpful, they need to pass some immediate action that strengthens our intelligence capability. And instead of playing a blame game, they need to take some responsibility for strengthening and enhancing our intelligence. And then I think the administration has to reach out around the world and make quite clear that we are going to go after whoever did this, and that people can decide either to be with the terrorist or to be with the Americans, but there's not going to be any middle ground, and there's not going to be any neutrality in the process of getting even. This will turn out to be vastly worse in human life than Pearl Harbor, and we have to keep refocusing. This is an act of war. This is not an accident. It's not an act of God. This is an act of war deliberately created by a group of people who were determined to hurt the United States.
And yet they could be a relatively small group. How do you strike back at a country when you may not be able to pin down exactly who within that country?
Let me say flatly, I don't believe this was done by a relatively small group. I don't think you could have trained and prepared for this mission. I don't think without sanctuaries, without people who were protecting them, without safe areas, without training camps, this was not prepared in a couple of mobile homes by a handful of fanatics. This is a well-financed, systematic act and could not be sustained without the support of some very major states. And we have to make clear that we will not tolerate any nation harboring training grounds, preparation areas, or known fugitives, and that we will exert whatever level of pressure and force is necessary to get those people released. Bin Laden has been a known opponent of the United States for 8 years. And we have not exerted the kind of pressure we're capable of. This is an act of war against the American people, against freedom, as the President said, and I think we have to react on behalf, as we did in 1941 after Pearl Harbor. We have to react with total effort to make sure that this doesn't happen again.